Bismillah, start. Here we go. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وصلوات الله وسلامه على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك يا رب الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Right, folks, in today's lesson we are going to go into the tashahhud proper, okay? And so in the Arabic, the author says, after all the discussions about his fingers and hands and so on and so forth, وَيَبْسُطُ الْيُسْرَ, okay, so the left hand is left open, وَيَقُول التَّحِيَّاتُ لِلَّهِ وَالصَّلَوَاتُ وَالطَّيِّبَاتُ السَّلَامُ عَلَيْكَ أَيُّهَا النَّبِيُّ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ السَّلَامُ عَلَيْنَا وَعَلَى عِبَادِ اللَّهِ الصَّالِحِينَ. That's enough for today. The translation is that he leaves his left hand open, and we spoke about that, okay, talking about how the left hand is on the left knee in the three different positions that we mentioned. Yep. Okay. And 1, 2, and then 3. So middle of the thigh, on the edge, and then clasping the actual knee itself. Yep. 3 positions. But it's always open. And then he says, anyone who's in this position of tashahhud, at-tahiyyatu lillah, that the tahiyyat are for Allah alone, and the salawat, and the tayyibat, and then let there be peace upon you, O Prophet, and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. Let there be peace upon us and upon all the righteous servants. And that's the initial part of the tashahhud. I have a theory, by the way, which I've been very well behaved to not share. Okay?
You said it a few weeks ago.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I can tell you that I've been feeling very unfulfilled in these last few weeks because I've not said it enough.
Did you make me say it?
Really? And I'll say it again, just in case people missed it first time round or second time round. Let me make it clear that the female race is it all over, yeah? The mummy outside, I think they're going outside. One was the Asli one, by the way. If you thought the other one, they're both some community, yevo. One's like one of those chamche, and the other one's a proper one. Yeah. Anyway, the sisters, I don't know why, but by the way, this is not anecdotal, this is scientifically proven. Like you have a theory, which is anecdotal, but it's scientifically proven that for some reason our sisters find it very difficult to say tashahhud. Now, the truth is that I had this theory. Obviously I thought that's a very sexist theory, it's kind of misogynist kind of thing. But in class, in fiqh salah, in every city that I would teach it, I would question the brothers and the sisters randomly to say out. And you don't, you gotta surprise them. You can't let them, because if they think about it, then they say it really tashahhud. But it's like their mouths want to morph somewhere else. It wants to go to tashaddud, tajaddud, tahajjud. Tahajjud is the normal. Tahajjud is the normal. They found it difficult to say tashahhud. And I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's because they pray more at night time and they're more used to tahajjud than the men. Yeah, that's a positive for them, obviously. But it's not positive in pronunciation, is it? You know what I'm saying?
Is it possible that the men just don't hear women in general?
I don't even know what to say to that. We are as I've said many a time before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put some blessing in the hearing of men. Selective hearing is not a curse, but a blessing, like any newly anointed father will tell you. I'll just leave it at that. I can tell you that I never complained about my selective hearing when I can't hear the kid crying in the morning. I mean, that's amazing. And it's from Allah, because there's no way, because I mean, if you think about it, tiniest alarm wake you up, you're like that. But the kid next to you screaming her eyes out, or his eyes out, wanting milk, water, this, that, whatever. Husbands don't hear anything. Ajib, isn't it? So there are certain things that you said that can't be explained. Can't be explained. Any theory, any ideas on the theory? It's law. Null.
No hypothesis.
Oh no, null, huh? N-U-double-L. Yani it's not,
Seems I can't say that either.
huh? What are you hating for? What are you hating for?
I can't say it. So.
I can't say it either. Null. I say null. Obviously, she's down the man, can it? She's going null, null, null. That's obviously, all Manx speak like that. I mean, I say null, yeah? But you know, it's like hull. You guys say, oh, we're into hull.
You can't say hull.
Yeah, hull.
Laughing.
Yeah. It's hull though. It is hull. It's not hull.
They don't even say hull. Yeah, it's hull, isn't it?
It's hull. It's not hull, is it? I mean, it's not hull. They're from Hull.
You're from Hull.
Okay.
I know you're from Hull.
All right. There we go. So anyway, tashahhud from shahada. It's called tashahhud because it's the place of our declaration of faith. It's the most important statement that will come up in this part of the salah. It's not an opening. That's why it's not called the Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is the opening of the Quran, opening of the salah. It has its name like that. It's not the ruku'ah where a person is bowing. It's not the sajda where a person is prostration. It is the tashahhud because you will declare the statement of faith. And that's what we're building up to. Alright, so it's the tashahhud. Okay? And what I want to do actually collectively, this one I want the comments because especially if Solange is around. Oh yeah, here we go, yeah. And Mesa, these are good because you know, by the way, I just want you to know, just because we have Jiva here and alhamdulillah, she does not lie, she's very mashallah straightforward. I've done this in every single class, by the way, and the results are startling. How many women can't say tashahhud compared to men? So, and I did it. Jeeves, correct or not correct? And it's startling results, yeah? Whatever the hypothesis is, don't hate the messenger, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you the results. You make your own hypothesis up. But there are people that are saying, I never heard it. I, before that time, never heard it either. I never heard no woman mess it up, except when I started teaching and I see, when I was saying the word and people are asking the questions about it. Actually, another point about the tashahhud. Who knows this theory of why the tashahhud was revealed? The classic folk story. Chief, that's your people, isn't it?
I've got some questions about it, but no, I don't know.
You don't have some mental hadith that this is the tashahhud, it was taught to the Prophet ﷺ, on a certain night when he went to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, go ahead. Go on. Mu'min's going to now take it out of the park. Right, go for it. Go for the theory. Right, so listen carefully, okay? This is how the theory goes. The Prophet ﷺ on the Isra al-Mi'raj went to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And you can't say Assalamu alaikum. He didn't know what to say, so he said greetings.
Okay.
All the best greetings, all the best wishes and good things. And then the response is Assalamu alaikum, ayyuhan nabi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay. And it was legislated therefore likewise. Like that's the theory I'm saying, yeah, correct. And there's a few other versions of this as well, and none of these ahadith are authentic. None of them are authentic, and these are not the what we call sabab al-nuzul, or the reason of the presentation of the tashahhud itself, or the dua of the tashahhud. And anyone who studies dua and dhikr will know, and of course Sheikh Walid is teaching this subject next weekend, okay, in Birmingham, will know that there are a large number of variations.
Clarify that one again.
Yeah, okay, alright, listen, alright, people always hating, alright? I know I said it's not dua and dhikr when you lot said it's dua and dhikr, and I said it's torchbearers, and I was very angry, because straight after the lesson, I see a poster, on my phone, dua and dhikr. I said, what the fish is that? Alright? I said, I've just gone and told everyone, torchbearers, Because Sheikh Waleed himself told me 3 days before on the phone, I'm teaching torchbearers. I go, no, I think dua dhikr. Now he goes, no, torchbearers. I said, khalas, yani the teachers told me. So I called him there and then. I said, by the way, I don't know, just in case you come thinking you're teaching one class, but they're expecting dua and dhikr. He goes, yeah, you know what it is? I forgot to tell you, actually, I got mixed up. It is dua and dhikr. I said, thank you very much, yani, for doing my best in front of everyone. Yeah, so yeah, thank you, Shazad, for the opportunity to clarify myself and do my best again. Thank you. Yeah. So, the tashahhud itself has a number of different variations, authentic variations. But this one here, at-tahiyatu lillahi wa salawatu wa tayyibat, is not only narrated in Bukhari and Muslim, okay, but we call it, yani, as yani in study kind of circles, what do we call it? We call it the Pak version, and we also call it the Hanafi version. Because in the madhab of the Ahnaf, this has been their chosen go-to tashahhud. Even and there are other variations that are more popular with the Arabs, and certainly in the Shafi'i school, and so on and so forth. But this one here is highly authentic, as you have learnt it from your parents, as we all know it, highly authentic, but it is actually not a universal one. It is restricted to only certain members of the Ummah, especially those that are from the South Asian subcontinent and the Hanafi school. It is their kind of favored version. But this is one of those aspects of the Salah in which it is sunnah to vary. You know, we get that question, is it yani sunnah to vary and recycle through the different ones that we have? And is this a sunnah in other areas? So we know that, for example, someone asked this last week, what was it concerning? Oh, the fingers. Yes, good. Yeah. So no, this is not a sunnah to vary. You either believe one position or there is no... There's a big difference between us saying it's an acceptable ijtihad for you to not move your finger or to move your finger, and we saying that it's the sunnah. You know what I'm trying to say? What we're trying to argue is that all of the evidences suggest quite a level of flexibility. The issue is not very serious, but we don't think that the Prophet ﷺ is intentionally recycling through these positions to establish them. No, we believe he has one position. And this level of decision making is the highest level of scholarship, by the way. You have to be right at the very top of the tree to be able to determine where in one situation you have a number of variety of narrations about an action, and in another action, a number of variety of narrations about that action. But in this one, you're saying there's only one correct one out of this in this area, and in this area, all of them are to be not only correct, but to be practiced as the sunnah. Do you get my point? Okay? And the top level of scholarship will be looking for indications where the Prophet ﷺ is, there are qara'in, supplementary evidences which make it clear that the Prophet ﷺ wants different versions to be. So in the thana, subhanakallahumma, and Allahumma ba'id bayni, varying through that. In the recitation of the surahs after Surah Al-Fatiha, we see the variance of that. In the lengths, and sometimes reciting 3 and 4, we want that. In the adhan, okay, to recycle through them, that's something important. In the iqamah, going through them, I think that's another one. But in other areas, and this as well, the tashahhud as well, it's important to vary them as well. These adhkar are very important to vary because it keeps a person engaged. Otherwise it becomes monotonous. People just enter into the prayer on autopilot, don't know what's going on, don't even realize until it's assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. And you're literally recognizing your own state of another rubbish prayer where you didn't even know what happened, you didn't know its beginning from its end, you don't know what happened. So the whole point of varying these actions in these prayers is to ensure that the prayer is fresh, real, relevant, sincere. In the other areas, there is no recycling. So the finger, you either believe that it doesn't move and you look at it and you keep it in this angle, and that's it, with some natural movement of, if you like, of dua, that's something okay. Or you believe the hand should be flat and it's only lifted at a certain moment, etc. It's either or, it's not all of them. Okay, so the tashahhud should have variety, and you should focus that. Again, your best resource in the English speaking market is Hisnul Muslim, and it has at least 2 or 3 different authentic versions. Let's start at the beginning. He says at-tahiyatu lillah. What does it mean? I haven't translated this because I want everybody you see, there you go. Sabana has given us a nice theory, and I think I can go with that. Much larger percentage, that's definitely true. Women in the class. Normally the average is 70% women in an Al-Maghrib class. yeah, or study class. And so it's just a case of numbers. I'll take that, because I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm not here to cause trouble, just here to state the facts. Alright, I'll go with that as a theory. Right. So, what does it mean? I wanna get nice translations and then put them into a translation tomorrow when I write the English up. I want to hear from you folks, how do you understand what Tahiyyat Lillah means? In your own language, yani, you know, with the Urdu or English or whatever, what did you understand when you say At-Tahiyyatu Lillah? Greetings. That's how you understood it. Greetings to Allah. Like, Assalamu alaikum to Allah. Okay. You take it back. No, don't take it back, was my challenge. I want to understand how people understood it. So you did understand it as greetings, but didn't delve any further to think what that would mean. Okay, anybody else? What are the ones you've read, if you've ever read the translation? What is it that you remember? Oh yeah, I wanted to know, I read that translation and just accepted it. So you got that level, haven't you? And then you got that level where people haven't bothered going in, just memorized it, which is the majority. And then you got that level where people have actually gone in, thought about it. What does it mean? Yani salutations and greetings and so on and so forth. So I want to understand it. Okay, so what did Hamza online? What did you understand by salutations? Yani, you see, I question that. Oh, unless you're saying that's what you read your translation as, because that's not a word that anyone even knows what it means. It's not. Huh? Okay.
So it's not a strange word.
No, I'm saying salutations is not. Yeah. No, I mean us. It's not an English word that we grow up with in England. It's not a school word. It's not a study word. Salutations is not something we know.
It's just old-fashioned.
It's old-fashioned. It's not something. So if someone says salutations, it's because they've read it and they believe that we have to understand it to mean salutation, which is what I'm interested in. I want to understand how.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's how you understood it.
Salutation.
So you read it, and when you wanted to learn, did you read it and look into it and found a translation that said salutation?
No, I'm saying that's.
So what did you understand as? Whenever you saw at-tahiyyat and you looked into it, what did you understand as?
Some sort of praise.
Praise. How did you come to that conclusion? Praise.
If you're thinking about complimenting, then it's praising.
No. Where did you get compliment from? That's what I want to know. I want to know, what did at-tahiyyat?
Like if you're leaving a gathering and there's someone important.
Yeah, I'm going to come to you at the end, because you're coming from different. Because the Arabs are going to have a much bigger buy-in. I want to know from a non-Arab background first. When you hear the word, and you've been saying it, at-tahiyyatu lillahi wa salawatu, you know, everyone's giving it da-da-da-da-da-da. Yani, what were you thinking? What were you thinking it means? Sick. The acknowledgement that you are addressing Allah. Okay, Mesa, I challenge you. Greetings to Allah, as in, hello Allah? That's what greetings mean, right? What else does greetings mean?
Yeah, but there's level of greetings.
Okay, go on then.
There's respectful level of greetings and then there's high.
So give me the highest level of greetings. What does it mean?
Yeah, it's like
No, wait, don't go into the Arabic. Whoa, just to slow down. Just yani, from an English point of view.
when you meet somebody who's like important, like, or what the king.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you say, like, I don't know, what do you say?
Yeah.
There's a level of reverence that comes with it, a love, sort of recognizing where you are, the mightiness of the person you are addressing, perhaps. So I agree with what they said about kingship and subject kind of.
Who said that? Oh, these guys, yeah, kingship and so on.
They allude to it.
Yeah. Okay. Greetings that come from the humility and servitude of the one who enters the royal court and is in the presence of the one. Greetings that come from the humility and servitude.
Greetings, like you're saying to greet somebody is one thing, but greeting.
So I want to understand the second aspect.
Varies between the people that you're greeting. You know what I mean? So I greet some Lala. The difference
What?
between the way I greet him and I greet, VIP.
I know I get that, but what I want to understand is, what is the mindset when you're greeting? What are you trying to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I think everybody would have understood lillah meaning to Allah or for Allah. So what is it that you want to give to Allah? Yani, when you say greetings, are you trying to say respect? Just respect.
It's because we don't have these meetings that we don't know. You know what I mean? If you don't meet people that you're treating that way, then
accent, I guess.
Okay, go on. A moment, share what you can say from
If you meet
at-tahiyya.
someone important,
Yep.
there are certain like protocols to be followed.
Okay.
Right. So if you have like an important client, like you meet the mayor. Or
Okay.
something,
Okay.
then you're not gonna say hi and bye, right?
Yep.
You're gonna have some kind of, as a matter of courtesy,
Okay.
some kind of protocol to shake their hand.
Yep.
To,
Yep.
So it's not
Completely understand
it's
that
not- it's not only
greetings.
praise, because
Yep.
it's not just a symbol of respect. It's something you do once as you're meeting them or
Yep.
as you're leaving them.
Yep.
Right?
With what intention?
Showing respect.
Showing
and,
respect.
Humility.
Humility, huh?
Build, it's a kind of demonstration of the bond you have as being he's superior to you.
And giving them a status that they're due here, so showing them that there is a.
You see, here's why I'm struggling. None of you guys are saying. Let me tell you what Sheikh Uthaymeen says, or what he says, and I'll share my own personal thoughts. Okay, he says, at-tahiyyat is the plural of tahiyya, and at-tahiyya wat-tahiyyatu hiya at-ta'zim. فكل لفظ يدل على التعظيم فهو تحية. He's saying that tahiyya is glorification, ta'zim. When you say, azim, yeah, someone's great, so it's magnification, it's exalting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
In real life, it's praising, no?
Correct. If it was, what I want to say is that if I was translating it backwards, knowing that it is ta'zim, I would never say salutations or greetings. That's my point. If we know the intention is to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, then you would not say salutations or greetings. That's my theory. Am I right or wrong?
Or if you salute someone,
Yep.
you are
Acknowledging their greatness?
Yeah, you're bringing them up. So I salute your bravery.
Yep.
Even in like modern use.
Yes. No, absolutely correct. Yeah.
If you're in a like military structure.
But that's only
actual salutes.
that's only showing respect. Am I right? Am I praising that? But you're implicitly praising them as well.
You have to, it's only directed at the person. I can't be saying good things about you to him.
So then,
That tahiyya.
so okay. Let me ask another question then. Why use the word tahiyya? Why not use another word? If the intention is to respect and praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have the Arabic language full of that. أكبر, أعظم, أعلى, أقدس, why tahiyya? Why the word of this what does tahiyya come from? Which word does it come from? Which verb does it come from? No, verb. From a haya, yeah? To live. Let's look at the word of haya and hayya. All of these verbs, there's always going to be a clue to actually what is intended by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the verb itself. Hayya means to live, to revive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is al-hayy. He is al-hayy, the ever living. And this is something that this weekend when we do fitna, this is going to be actually a significant portion. Not this discussion, but going to look at the word al-hayy and why it's important to understand why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses some of these particular words that He names Himself with. Al-hayy is clearly not just the living, because we're living as well. We are hayyun as well. We are living as well. But He is living a life of perfection. Okay? And that life is not like our life, and it has no beginning like our life, and it has no end like our life. So it is complete and perfect in every single fashion. So what is the exact connotation that is coming? We always when we go and meet someone, we say I say we in Arabic you say كل تحيتي to you, my choicest greetings to you, my living and in actual fact you're not kind of saying hi or hello. When you say بكل تحية, it's like showing so much love and respect. You're giving so much when you so life is connected to that. Life, and what's the other word which is linked to life? Haya. Haya is, what's haya? Modesty. Shame, actually. Shame. It's not really, modesty and shame are interchangeable. Why is shame and life connected from the same word? Why is haya and hayya and haya the same word, yani, of life. What's the connection between the two? In the Arabic language, from an Arabic language point of view, the people of, the Ahlul Lugha, they said that when something's alive, one of the markers of life is that it starts to shrink. Okay? It's a random one, but whatever it is, people, when they become alive, they start the process of death. And the process of death is that when you, actually if you think about it, it's true. If you think of anything living, like fruit, plants, trees, humans, when they're going to the end, they start to, whatever, yeah, they reduce in size, they start to shrink or whatever, whatnot. And the hayya is the snake. And one of the reasons that they call the snake, and this is, again, this can get a bit, what's the word? Yeah, exactly. That's the exact word I was looking for. This can get a bit esoteric when you're trying to make connections between words, and people get all kind of bamboozled by, oh wow, whatever, and most of it's just fluff. But they argued that the reason why the hayya, when we use the word hayya for life, then that's going to also mean energy, power, strong, because obviously it's being juxtaposed against death. And so the idea is that when the serpent strikes, it strikes with a lot of vigor. You do use, when the shab is hayya, and it means that he's he's up for it. He's and when we say hayya, we also, the word hayya means, hey, come on, yallah, let's go, let's move, let's jump, let's go. So there's a lot of action, and so they said the snake has action, whatever. But the other scholar said no, that the reason that the snake is called the hayya is because it curls up, right? It curls and it kind of reduces, then it strikes, then it comes back down, and so they said that the word hayya is from life. Life is to shrink, in a slow process, and that is what the soul does. When it comes across something which is shameful or haram, the soul, it shrinks away from it. It recognizes evil or something shameful or something wrong, and that's why when you see the shy person, they're like this, aren't they? Yeah, the stereotype of the mother is, they're closed and they're kind of turning away and they're looking down. They make themselves smaller. They try to create distance. They don't want to go outside. They want to stay inside. They don't want to be open and brash there. So body movement is linked to certain states. And so now, if we understand this, if you look at the classical Jahili Arabic, and I did, okay, it is clear that not only do we see in the Sunnah, Hayyak Allah wa Bayyak, for example, Hayyak, Allah Hayyu, when you want to praise someone, and you say this to a person, Assalamu alaikum, kif halik, Hayyak Allah, it means may Allah give you life, may Allah make you long life, may Allah give you healthy life, may Allah, it's a praise. So the reason why actually people are being respected with the word tahiyya as opposed to, akbar and a'la and whatever, is actually linked to life itself. And in classical Arabic, the Jahili Arabs, when they wanted to denote perfection and excellence, they would call the king the one who has tahiyya and the one who has the haya. It would be a word that's not given to the normal people. It would not be used amongst the masses, and only to the kings would they have. And I was looking at one of the qamuses, okay, and in the qamus, it says, for example, when they talk about a king, fulanun nalat tahiyya, that this person he has attained kingship. So tahiyya actually means kingship, because no one would be so protected. They'd have all the doctors, the best food, the best care, the best, everyone's looking. And look back at the classical Egyptian, pharaoh type approach, right? The idea was that, this person's going to keep on living, and even when they die, they actually die. It's like this kind of carrying on living. And, mummifying them up and putting all the things in there, whatever, as if, that the one thing we're going to hold on to is the concept of living, because tahiyya, the concept of life at the highest level, is a sign of kingship. So in other words, we now know that when we say at-tahiyyatu lillah, we're basically saying dominion for you, Ya Allah, kingship for you, Ya Allah, greatness for you, Ya Allah. And it's not salutations, and it's not greetings. It's not the kind of classic words that we were thinking at all, which is very interesting, I thought. Okay, so with that all being said, okay, with that all being said, how can we no Mesa, both verbs are in play. With that being said, what translation should we give for at-tahiyatu lillah?
It's like a Christian one.
Which is what?
Yours is the kingdom.
Yours is the kingdom, yeah? Sick.
That's not good.
Sick. Yours is the kingdom. Allah, why not?
Because they use it.
They got to take on it, yeah? Come on, folks. Let's have a great thingy, and let's re-educate the English translators and get this out to them so that they can, correct this. Because, I'll tell you straight, even when I was young, right? I remember very clearly looking at, at-tahiyatu lillah and seeing greetings, salutations, never making any sense to me. Like, never. I mean, even if you get the whole idea of respect and all the rest of it, why would you greet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this way? We never say that to Allah. Why would we, just think about it, why would we greet Him now? We're halfway through the salah as well. I mean, if we were going to greet Him and show respect, it'd be the first thing you would do.
Not be approached to a dua.
Okay, if it's an approach to the dua and the give and the why not use at the beginning where we're starting all our dua? Why not in the sajda? Why not are we, when we know is the highest and the most grand moment to make dua is the sajda, why is it not mentioned in the sajda? Because it's not a beginning, it's not a starter.
It could be though.
Says, greeting is an act of communication in which human beings intentionally make their presence known to each other to show attention to and to suggest a type of relationship. They are sometimes used just prior to a conversation.
So this is how I always understood greetings, and I think that's how everybody understands a salutation and a greeting. And there's no doubt that by varying that, you can show respect and increase respect, decrease respect. There's no doubt about that. But that's not where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being praised. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being praised in this manner because it's ta'zeem. How do we translate ta'zeem? Glorification. Okay? But I don't want to use glorification.
All these words are the same,
You know what it is? That's the lazy part when we go like that. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. But that's the lazy situation in English. And we tell people you got to learn Arabic and understand the differences. People aren't. So when they're not going to learn Arabic, we have to put some effort to make them different.
If you teach them Arabic and say it's glorification, they don't know what the glorification means in the first place.
That's true. That's true. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
Means you pick someone up.
Exactly. That would be a better, respect or.
Respect and but I want a noun because I'm not going to use supplication or greetings to you straight. I want to translate this. I want a nice word.
Sheikh, the noun here, lillah,
Yeah.
is belonging to Allah.
Yes, to Allah. للاستحقاق والتخصص به. What we're talking about here is nothing from the humankind, nothing from the human type of excellence. This is all of when we say that's why dominion and kingdom is important to bring into this. Because no one... highness is right, but what's the noun? When we say salutations, greetings, noun? Is that a noun? No. What's salutations and greetings? What is that? A noun.
Yeah. So highness could be a noun.
No.
Yeah.
Highness to you, Ya Allah.
Those are verbal nouns. That's not. Those are verbal nouns. Oh wow.
Rah. Easy, Tiger.
Who is that?
Yeah, look at that. Masood smashed it, bro. Majesty and glory to Allah alone. Yes, bro. Exaltation to Allah. Yes. I like that. All majesty and glory to Allah. Ya Allah.
How do you greet royalty in English?
Your greatness.
No, that's not what you say. Is that what you say? You say Your Majesty when you do the courtesy. What do you actually say?
Say your greatness.
Yeah, you just say Your Highness. You don't even say hello. You don't say hello to the Queen of the... It's an acknowledgement by their position.
You say Your Highness.
Yeah. That is the greeting. We could I'm glad I didn't say that. And somebody else said that. Alright? Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Huh?
Don't be jealous, man.
I'm full on jealous. Bro, there's no one on this planet else that I'm jealous of other than Dr. Saab. He just doesn't deserve it. That should have been me. He doesn't even like the flipping Queen. And I love Queenie. I love her. That's the really irritating part. Anyway. How is it a greeting? It's not. That's my whole point.
So the, instead of actually,
I want, I'm down with what these guys are saying. Exaltation to Allah. Actually, it's what Masood has said. All majesty and glory to Allah alone. That's where it's at. And
Why would you say two? You're saying it belongs to him.
so let me read, let me carry on what Sheikh says. He says, and so every single word that indicates or guides towards ta'zeem, exaltation, then it is at-tahiyya. That's what tahiyya, the word actually means. And why is it at-tahiyya? Okay, the tahiyyat is because it's general, because there are so many different types. وَجُمِعَتْ لِإِخْتِلَافِ أَنْوَاعِهَا. Yani there's so many different versions of tahiyya that we need to gather them all together. So, so كل نوع من أنواع التحيات فهو لله. And every type of ta'zeem is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically. And because He's the one who deserves it. This lam in Arabic we call lam al-istihqaq. Yani lam because He's the only one who actually deserves it. Right? You might say this is for you, but you don't deserve it. For Allah, lam here is that it is for Him alone and He deserves it. Okay? And there is no one that deserves all of the exaltations and the praise and the glorification in an absolute sense except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Does that mean therefore that you can't praise someone? Yani from the human beings? Shaykh Uthaymeen asked that question. He goes, no, you can say that in a specific way. So if there's a person and he does something very good, then you can say to that person, my congratulations, a great job, you did a wonderful thing, you're a great man. This is a very specific thing, but in its absolute sense, it's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a complete sense. So I want to go with, it does, Solange, I agree, majesty and glory is Azza wa Jal, there's no doubt, but the thing is that how are we going to translate at-tahiyyat? You can't go endless existence and dominion. Did you guys, have you read from Lane's lexicon? Okay, this is obviously an English version of a lexicon. If you look in the Arabic ones, you're seeing very similar to what's being said here. Because the people of the time, Solange, can you share where you're getting this from? Goodness me, have you got is it online? Is Lane's lexicon online?
It's old. Of course, it must
Old, yani pictures I see, not text. That's amazing. By the way, if you ever want a book, Lane's lexicon is where it's at. It is an unbelievable piece of work. Anyway, because the people of times ignorance used to greet kings, and okay, endless existence belongs to God, or dominion, or kingship. And it's a praise. It's a praise, right? So what we're going with, folks? What do you think? Let's have a little vote and then we go with it. Endless existence. See, the good part about what Solange says there is that it's actually related to life, isn't it? At least you've got a connection to life. And that's why there's a good point there. Sick. That's the one we'll have. Lexicon.Quran Research. Got URL out of that. You can come back again, Solange. So, endless existence and dominion belongs to Allah. Good.
What you miss is that in Arabic this doesn't feel like a full sentence.
Yeah.
That's like philosophical. It's quite an idiomatic greeting.
Yeah. True.
Like you said yourself, before the time of the Prophet,
Yeah.
they would use this kind of phrase.
Yes.
in greeting a king.
Yes. Correct.
You read that and you're like, no, we're not going to say that anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
That's what it means, but
So then what we're going to say, folks, what kind of word can we have?
no, that's a good translation. Put asterisk next to it.
No, we can't have asterisks and brackets and all that behavior. That turns into Noble Quran and nightmare. That then, come on quickly, yalla. Can we have something? Can we have a suggestion? Something nice and neat. That's good, but it's just too long.
So yours is the kingdom.
I like yours is the kingdom. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, and the Christians, they don't mess about, bro. They don't mess about.
That's not my upside.
They're gone, Lala.
No, that's the thing.
They're not.
They went for more sweets, and it was like,
That's good.
we're missing that.
So, are we going over everything? Or are we going to be stuck here? All right, I'll leave it for people to think about. Okay, we'll move on. Sheikh says, and okay, this ta'zeem and this respect and this love that's being shown, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any need of that? And of course the answer is no. Yani, He is the one who owns all of the ta'zeem. Yani, and the reason that we make ta'zeem of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is because of our need for it, not because of His need. And the benefit goes to the abd, the servant, not to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِن تَكْفُرُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنْكُمْ. And if you disbelieve, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free of you and He is not in need of you anyway. وَلَا يَرْضَ لِعِبَادِهِ الْكُفْرِ. He does not, He's not happy with kufr for His ibad. And وَإِن تَشْكُرُوا يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. And if you are grateful, then it is in your own benefit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with you. And so our making ta'zeem of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our honor, is our respect. Just like being called a servant, just to achieve the status of being servant as opposed to anything else. It's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Next difficult one. Was-salawat. Okay? What have we been translating salawat? At-tahiyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibatu. So was-salawatu, what have you guys been thinking it means? What's salawat mean? Salawat is the plural of salah. Yeah? Salah. Prayers. Prayers to Allah. What kind of prayers to Allah? What does that mean? Praise. We kind of done that already. We can't use it again. What do you think? Salawat here means every single act of that is entailed in salah. So every dua, every dhikr, every good action, every form of it is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Actually, if you understand this is the asl of Tawheed. A lot of people, they don't appreciate this. I guess only when you really look at dua. Certainly when we go to Hajj and we go to Umrah, this is something we really focus on. Okay? But a lot of people, when they make dua, they don't realize that just the process of dua is a rewarded process. People always think that making dua is just about me. But what they don't appreciate is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala insists upon dua being made and of Him alone. Because it's the greatest respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because it's the greatest of disrespect and kufr to be asking someone else. Right? So if that's the greatest shirk and the greatest disaster to ask someone else, then why would it not be that if you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, that is the greatest of forms? وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ دُعُونِي أَسْتَجِبَ لَكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, your Lord said, call upon me, أَسْتَجِبَ لَكُمْ. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. And those people who are too arrogant to call upon me, to worship me, they, from my servants, those who are too arrogant to do that, to call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, then they will enter into Jahannam dakhirin, humiliated. Okay? And so therefore this is every act that we say, that we do, every كل الصلوات فرضها ونفلها وكل الأدعية لله عز وجل. So all of our dua, all of our dhikr, all of our attempts at worship is all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this beginning of this tashahhud, it's a real big statement. It's exaltations and the dominion and the kingdom is yours, Ya Allah. And all of my dua is to you, and my dhikr is to you, and my ibad is to you, and my focus is to you, and my need is from you, and I turn to no one but you. That has been stated just by saying At-tahiyatu lillahi was-salawat. That has been stated just at that beginning. Then at-tayyibat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says at-tayyibat. And it has two meanings. That which is to do with Allah, okay, and that which is to do with the people. Right? So, think about it. We do bad and good. So it's at-tayyibat. At-tahiyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibat. Remember that all of this means lillah as well. It's another way of saying as-salawatu, at-tahiyatu was-salawatu wat-tayyibatu lillah. That's actually another of the authentic versions of this dua. In another of the versions, you don't say lillah at the beginning, but you gather all the things that you want to talk about and then say, Ya Allah, they're all for you alone. So lillah means to you, Allah alone, they belong. So at-tahiyatu lillah was-salawatu wat-tayyibat is another way of saying, Ya Allah, to you alone is at-tahiyat and as-salawat and at-tayyibat. Okay, all of these is for you alone. And so what we're now saying is that when you're saying that the good is for you, that has, as I said, two meanings. The good is for you, all that which is good is for you, means that everything that is good is from you, and nothing that's bad can ever be attributed to you. And we know that in the dua, we know that from our aqidah, that there's no evil that is attributed to Allah. Allah does not produce evil. Allah doesn't do anything evil either. Only good. وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكَ, as the Prophet ﷺ said in the dua. وَالْخَيْرُ بِيَدَيْكَ, and all good is at your hands. All of the good comes from you, but evil is not from you. Evil is not attributed to you. Evil comes from the creation. Bad comes from the creation. And good is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ, Shaykh Uthaymeen says that إِنَّ اللَّهَ طَيِّبٌ لَا يَقْبِلُ إِلَّا طَيِّبًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is good and He doesn't accept that which is good. So therefore, if He doesn't accept that which is good, then that means that nothing but good can come from Him. So He doesn't say anything except that which is good. And He doesn't do anything except that which is good. And He can't be described with anything except that which is good. So that's, if you understand these key principles of Aqidah, you use these to make decisions about questions that people have. So I was asked a question recently about the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And these names, they were saying to me, how can this be a name and how can that be a name, and what do we understand to, which one of these names is for Allah? And they were using the hadith of the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this hadith of the 99, and we're going to be talking about this as well in the class this weekend. Alright? This hadith as well has a number of names that do not befit the majesty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're not authentic. The hadith, if you didn't know hadith sciences, and I mean by that, to look at the sanad and know when a hadith is weak or not, you could tell the hadith is weak just because of the names that are in that famous hadith. The ones that you're told to memorize, 99 names. The hadith is weak, both from a sanad point of view and from a meaning point of view, because there are words in there that are not tayyib, they are not good, they're not pure, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can only be described and can only be described by how He describes Himself and by that which is pure. So, فَهُوَ طَيِّبٌ فِي كُلِّ شَيْءٍ فِي ذَاتِهِ وَصِفَاتِهِ وَأَفْعَالِهِ. So He is excellent and perfect and good in everything that He says and that He does and that He is described in. But not just that, but also the slaves as well. He does not accept that except which is tayyib. If He is at-tayyibat lillah, that means from us only good should occur. And so when a person says this at-tayyibat lillah, they should be thinking immediately, what? And actually Shaykh Uthaymeen makes a really nice point. He goes that most people, when they're reciting their salah in tashahhud, when they come to the part when they say at-tayyibat, okay, they're immediately thinking that Allah is the only one who does good, that Allah is the source of all good, that nothing but, the first meaning. But they don't think of the second meaning, that I must only do good for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I shouldn't do anything which disrespects Allah, that disgraces Allah, that brings down the tone of the conversation with Allah. So that's why Shaykh Uthaymeen says, فَإِنَّ الطَّيِّبْ لَا يَلِيقُ بِهِ إِلَّا الطَّيِّبْ وَلَا يُقَدَّمُ لَهُ إِلَّا الطَّيِّبْ. If someone is a source of good, then only good should be associated with them, and only good should be given to them. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I like what Shaykh Uthaymeen says, الْخَبِيثَاتُ لِلْخَبِيثِينَ وَالْخَبِيثُونَ لِلْخَبِيثَاتِ. That the corrupt women are for the corrupt men and the corrupt people are for the corrupt women. وَالطَّيِّبَاتُ لِلطَّيِّبِينَ وَالطَّيِّبُونَ لِلطَّيِّبَاتِ. And that the good women are for the good men and the good men are for the good women. You get what you deserve. You get who you are. You're a criminal, you hang around with criminals. You do criminal acts. If you're good, then you strive to do good, then the people around you are good, and you only accept that which is good. And so if you recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is good, then how on earth can you do bad? How on earth can you sin? Just from a self-respect point of view. You're a hypocrite in your statement immediately when you're saying your tashahhud and you're carrying on doing the things and making jahr of your sins and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, so I think this is an important point. Sheikh also mentions, he goes, what's the opposite of tayyib? There's two things that exist other than tayyib. Al-khabith, which is the filthy, the bad, the corrupt, and that which is not filthy and not corrupt. It's just neutral. So there's a neutral position, something which has zero quality. There's that which is negative, and then that which is positive, that which is good. And for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He only has that which is perfect. Whereas us, we do good, we do bad, and then we do that which has basically no meaning as well. Yani pointless. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِلَيْهِ يَصْعَدُ الْكَلِمَ الطَّيِّبِ, and what rises to Him, وَلَعَمَلُ الصَّالِحِ يَرْفَعُهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fatir that what rises to Him, what He receives is the good word. So the good word is that which He accepts. The rest of it, yani, you're just cursing yourself with. It doesn't go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the amal salih, the good deeds that you do, Allah then gives it yani, an extra push, and He raises it. And He raises it. So that's something which is important, that when you are reciting the salah, that you be making istihdar. Otherwise, yani, we're doing all this fiqh and all this yani, detail, whatever, whatnot, yeah? And we actually forget that the whole point of all this fiqh and legality, whatever, is to get a closer connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A closer connection doesn't just mean knowing what we're doing. It means to understand why we're doing what we're doing. You get what I'm saying, folks? Okay? So that's important as well. Right, any questions so far before I get into the issue of peace? Could you give examples of the names from the 99 which are not befitting? Al-Muntaqim is the most obvious example, and I will be covering that, as I said, in the class. Al-Muntaqim, the one who is always seeking revenge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not always seeking revenge. Allah is not always avenging, and it's not a permanent state. Al-Muntaqim yani is something which is not authentic. But anyway, that's for another place. I don't want to go into that.
Who came up with these names that are made up?
From that hadith. I mean, yeah, so the famous poem song is that hadith put into song. Yeah, they versed it kind of. Yeah. So look, what's happening here? This is good. They reduce to, hold on, what happened there? They also say, who's they? Salutations and benedictions are God's and at His disposal. Nah, man, forget that. Nah, man. Then reduce endless existence to one word, at-tahiyyat, eternity, endlessness and dominion. Yeah. Eternity and dominion belong to Allah. I like that. But it's you said it's too wordy. The whole point is ta'zeem. Yeah. Greatness, yeah?
Greatness, prayers, and goodness.
Greatness, prayers, and thingy, and goodness. All greatness, prayers, and goodness belong to Allah. Yeah, that's stylish, yani. Minimalist, yani. I like that. Yeah, we'll take that. Put that down, like I write that down as a comment, yani, so I don't forget, because I'm gonna go and the thingy. You know, I rate Haris, yani, she just yani, comes in with questions in the middle of nowhere, yani, some random behavior, yeah. We're doing one thing, and then bam, she'll bust yani, her HMRC questions, and her 40 rakat questions, and her zakat whatever questions. Like, you know what, you carry on doing your yani, translation, baqwas, yani, but you know what, I need my question answered. I respect people like that. They're focused, they want to get the job done. Right? Okay, alright. So, Assalamu alayka. Alright? Assalamu alayka. What does it mean? Yani, there's some scholars that said that Allah's salam, yani, Allah's protection be upon you. Not just the normal kind of assalamu alaykum. Right? Not just yani, peace be upon you, but yani, may Allah yani, be with you. May Allah protect you. May Allah, yani, you know, in this kind of a way. Because of course, assalamu alayka is a name. As-salam is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Malik al-Quddus as-salam al-Mu'min. Yani, from the Quran. So, as-salam is the name of Allah. So when we say assalamu alayka, it means Allah with you. You get what I'm trying to say? Right? It means Allah be with you. That's their understanding, and that's one of the meanings. بالحفظ والكلاء والعناية وغير ذلك يعني كأننا الله عليك. Yani Allah is raqib or hafiz yani for you. Alright? And the other one they said that no, it means taslim, just like we say salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Yani that means basically that we want yani salam for him and safety for him and peace. That's the peace part. You know when we say peace and blessings? Okay? So when you say sallallahu alayhi wasallam and we translate that, peace and blessings be upon the messenger of Allah, okay? Or peace be upon him. When you see people say peace be upon him, they're just shortening the peace and blessings. Because salawat is our dua for rahmah for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, but salam is the peace part. We want peace for him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so what does that mean, yani, that we want peace? It makes sense that when a person's alive, you want peace for them. Yeah, because you want them to be safe. Yeah, sallamak Allah. Yani, I want you to be safe. I want you to go out in safety and come back in safety. But if you've passed away, where's the peace?
Sheikh Walid mentioned in Fiqh al-Dua that it's protection of his, or peace of his sunnah.
A number of scholars said that they said that yani that peace and safety is protection. Agreed? Right. So if peace and safety is protection, and we want the Prophet ﷺ to be protected when he's here, in his absence, we want his sunnah to be protected. Okay? We want his sunnah to be protected. So this is an important meaning. And I think it is correct for us to apply it. But I do think it is important for us to not ignore the more obvious one. What is the more obvious one? What's the more obvious one?
In the afterlife.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Everybody, yani subhanAllah, is obvious because the biggest thing that all of us, people in this day, rest in peace, baqwas, for every person who passes away. Yeah, okay? We know that concept. Even the non-Muslims know that concept, that there's some big headache that's coming. Why would they be asking people to rest in peace for? Right? And ironically, obviously we can't say, I don't know how long. No, I do. I do know how long. I remember doing a study in that. Yeah, rest in peace precedes Islam. It precedes the Sunnah, I mean. Rest in peace is a translation of some Latin statement, I can't remember. Okay? RIP is originally some Latin statement of some God knows what, which was actually an early Catholics, and certainly must be before Catholics as well, they used to say it because of the fear of Jahannam and all the rest of it, and their safety from it. And so rest in peace is now just like the easy way of saying when someone passes away. And Islamically, this is obviously spot on. It's on point. We have the famous hadith. So often you hear your teachers and scholars and whatever saying, Allah, Ya Rabbi sallim sallim, Allahumma sallim sallim. Okay? This comes from a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ when he was told about the people and their situation on Yawm al-Qiyamah and what will happen to them. The Prophet ﷺ made dua for them, Allahumma sallim sallim. Oh Allah, let there be peace and protection for us on that day. Oh Allah, protect us. When we say Allahumma sallim, in a scenario today, when we make that dua, is that we're saying, Ya Allah, protect us. Allah, save us. Oh Allah, give us security in this issue. Or, that's when we say Sallamak Allah. When someone's going on a journey, we say, may Allah take you in peace. Right? So, as Shaykh Uthaymeen says, that peace does not stop in this life just with your life. Peace needs to go all the way to the end. In actual fact, who cares about peace in this life? If you're really going to get to, we're going to really talk about it. It's the peace afterwards that we really want to, focus on. So, that's something. And as Ajiva said, the other meaning is even more general. أن السلام عليه يشمل السلام على شرعه وسنته. It's his sharia and his sunnah. And that's why we say, for example, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. Okay? إليه في حياته وإلى سنته بعد وفاته. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you have وَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ. Yeah, Allah says in the Quran, if you have a disagreement amongst you and you have some niza'a, some argument, فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. Take the matter back to Allah and His Messenger. The Messenger is not here. So what does it mean? Ar-Rasul here means his sunnah, his law, and judge according to that. And so therefore there's no doubt that when we send salam upon the Prophet ﷺ, it doesn't mean, it means respect to him, no doubt about that, but it means for protection and safety for him in the akhirah, and it also means protection and safety for us here. Is this a dua or a statement? Peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum. Dua or statement? Where is our Allah in it?
You can't give him peace.
That's in your heart.
Yeah, anyway, so you're saying that by definition, you're making a statement. Is that why in English we use the word may?
I mean, if you think about logic, you can't give, if somebody's going on a journey, for example, you say peace be with you,
Yeah, correct. You don't always have to have the word Ya Allah, oh Allah, yani in a statement for it to be a dua. Good. Yani that is important. Now, I want to say something. Assalamu alaikum. Arabic, okay? We'll close on this. In the Arabic, Assalamu alaikum means what? What does it mean? You. The person's got to be there. You opened it up now. Assalamu alaikum, folks.
This is when tag your team in now, bro.
Now you got a mast. What do you say? Tie your colors to the mast. Where are you now? Where's my Brillos, man? Where are they? Okay, we're here. See that? Chief's going to represent the Brillo population. Mirpuri and Zindabad. Right. Yeah. So what do we think, folks?
Is it true that some of the Sahaba said Salaam ala Nabi?
Is it? That's the question. That's the question, right? So first of all, let's make it clear. There's no doubt that Assalamu alaikum indicates a person's there in front of you. All right? There's no doubt about that in Arabic. It doesn't make any sense to say that to someone who's not there. Now, in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, that is what they were taught. The ahadith that talk about these wording, by the way, at-tahiyatu lillah, this is not something that from the, you might think, Assalamu alaikum, ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, it's very specific about the Prophet ﷺ. And then, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Theoretically, when you think about this, you would have thought someone else would be teaching this to say about the Prophet ﷺ. How does someone go and tell a person, I want you to praise me by saying this? Yes? It sounds weird. But in actual fact, that's exactly what happened. And there are two caveats, massive ones to recognize when we say that. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ actually even predicated the statement. He goes, I'm saying this and I'm not boasting. This is not some big ego boost for me. This is how to do it. And the second big caveat is, if he didn't show us how to do it, we'd mess it up. The idea that we could work out the best way to praise the Prophet ﷺ and that he should be too shy to tell us, yet he shouldn't be shy to tell us absolutely every single thing about the rest of entire existence and how to do it perfectly, right? Where there's 100 different options, but we choose only his because that's how you're meant to do it. But in the part where we're meant to praise him, don't you tell us about yourself. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm just saying that from an Orientalist point of view, people try to cause trouble. So the Prophet ﷺ taught them very specifically, and the companions used to have a statement actually very interesting. They said that he taught us the salawat, this durood in this whole tashahhud, and there's different names for it, okay? Like he would teach us a surah from the Quran, meaning that it was something very specific. So we don't make it up as we go along. We use the varieties, but it has to be to the word itself. So they were listening very carefully. Now, why is that important? Why is that extra statement important? Why is that little increased statement that he taught us, to this level of accuracy? Why is that statement important? Think about it logically.
Because it may imply we can't change.
Correct. It means, therefore, if he took so much care, so much focus, and so much attention to do it properly, then he knew that I'm going to be passing away soon. He knows that he's going to die. He didn't say. That's the key thing. If he took so much care, so much focus, why did he not say, and then when I pass away, you change Assalamu alayka to Assalamu alan upon the Prophet? Okay, here's something very interesting as well. That Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is one of the narrators of this hadith. And in one narration, he sat him down and told him this directly. And yet, of course, as is famously known, it is as narrated in Bukhari, it is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud's version of the tashahhud, which says at-tahiyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibatu assalamu ala nabi, not assalamu alayka, right? So he himself chose assalamu ala nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, narrated by Bukhari, hadith number 6265. Okay, think about that. All right, and as we all know, any student of knowledge knows, this is from his own ijtihad, and we believe he was wrong in this. Because far more of the senior companions, the vast majority of them, did not go along with that opinion. And more importantly, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu an which is narrated yani, with the most authentic of chains in the Muwatta of Imam Malik. And now I want to teach you guys something which is important. I think you already know this anyway, okay? But and this is let me tell you the incident. Umar bin Khattab was on the minbar and he said it out loud, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, in front of all of the senior companions, and not a single one disagreed with him. That's very important. Yeah.
But
Go on.
can you not say proximity?
You mean that he said that because he was far away?
No. In Medina.
Yeah.
Prophets there.
Yeah. So the argument is basically that what Osman is saying is that the counter argument is, he goes, yeah, we accept that statement in Muwatta. He did say that, but he said that because he was in Medina and he is referring to him like he's there, which is completely fine as an argument. Yani, because the person doesn't have to be alive. You know, like we speak to someone who's dead, but we speak to them like they're alive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when someone passes away and you're speaking to them and you're saying, you know, I'm sorry what I did to you. I'm sorry what I said about you. They don't have to be alive. So that's their response. They're saying that you can say this and it's not a problem. And we say, yes, that's fine as well. That's fine. Remember, by the way, we're on that side. We want to establish the strength of ka. Okay? The issue is whether we should get rid of ka entirely. And the reason that the argument falls down, and we know that the ka has to remain, and it's not ayyuhan nabi, is because the Prophet ﷺ knows that everyone's not going to stay in Mecca, in Medina, and those companions, they went and they carried on teaching all of their students Assalamu alayka in the different countries of the world, and it continued without any shadow of a doubt. So there's no doubt about it that the correct position, even though there are some opinions from the companions of ayyuhan, yani O Prophet, as opposed to O Prophet, yani like, you know, indirectly, alright? However, I just want to just mention that when we use a hadith like the Muwatta, and we establish this as an evidence, you might turn around, but look, Bukhari narrates it like that. I want you to know that it's possible for a hadith to be more authentic than a hadith in Bukhari, and it's not more authentic just because it's not in Bukhari. Yani, I want you to know that the Muwatta of Imam Malik has some of the most authentic hadith. And how? Because of the shortness of the chain. Yani, the problem with, not problem, but with Bukhari, when you're coming to 100 years later, you're adding another 2-3 people into the Chinese whisper chain. You know the whole concept. So if there's only 3 people involved, yani from Umar to Ibn Umar to Nafi' to Malik, and they're all yani the top highest quality, this narration, which is known as the golden chain, okay, it will wipe every hadith clean. If you're talking about putting one, there's no competition here in this particular case, but I just want you to know that how is a person can say there's a hadith in Muwatta that can be seen as more authentic than the one in Bukhari. So anyway, I just want to mention that. Yeah, go on.
I found this, I think most people find this very surprising. And what helped me come to terms with it is that Bukhari and Muslim never even claimed that their collections are the most authentic. It's not that. Actually, Bukhari did, in that his whole MO, or yani and his whole yani reason for writing the Sahih was because he was inspired by Ishaq ibn Rahway, that you know what it is, there's lots of different collections and I need to put an only authentic one. So there's no doubt that he intended that. It's a whole different thing saying that mine is the most authentic book in the world. But his intention was that I am going to collect a collection where I don't put anything in except that it is 100% the most authentic possible. And that's what he stated, and that's what he did. And there's no doubt about that, and he achieved it. And as a kitab, it is that. What people get confused about is that if we say that there's a hadith more authentic yani, in the Muwatta, they don't take that statement as it is. We're not saying that Muwatta is a more authentic collection, because it can't be, because it doesn't even claim to be a book of hadith. It's not a collection of hadith aslan. It is a collection with hadith in it, athar in it, fatawa in it, narrations, history. The most amount of stories about Isa alayhi salam, by the way. Like amazing narrations about Isa alayhi salam, like lots of Israeliyat type kind of narrations. It's a whole different type of book. It's like you're comparing yani apples and petrol stations. But my point is that Imam al-Bukhari himself, from what I've heard,
never even claimed that something not being in his book.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
Therefore not necessarily.
No, of course not. How could he? He never said that I collect.
That's what we do.
Oh, no.
We're ascribing to
Maybe really simple Muslims, yeah. Maybe who think, yani, if it's not in Bukhari, it's not authentic. Yeah, that's like.
No, I would say most people, most
Yep.
Muslims,
Yep.
just innately feel
Yep.
if something isn't in Bukhari or Muslim, it can't be better.
Can't
It can't be better, and they themselves.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something. That's not a bad belief to live life with. Simple reason that you could literally count on a couple of hands the amount of times you will find a narration that is more authentic found elsewhere. And if it is, by the way, it's not in any of the collections of hadith. It'll only be in the Muwatta, for example. Or it'll only be in something at that level. So minimal that it's not worth mentioning. So there's no problem with that. Yeah, there's no problem with that particular belief like you verbalized it. Okay? All right. So
You opened the can, you didn't get.
No, come on. Oh, you carry it through, bro. Carry it through.
What about the rest of the Ya Rasulullah then?
Okay. Yeah. So what Usman wants to basically get to the end of is that, okay, so if we're happy to then accept Assalamu Alaikum, yeah, then we should then carry on full and say that Ya Rasulullah is how we should refer to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in our, in our what? What do you want to apply it to? Huh? Whenever and whenever?
That's not just it, then we are referring to somebody that's there.
So yeah, but okay then. So let's just say that so we're referring to someone who's there in front of us.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we are implying that he's there in front of us.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's the crack?
Yani what you're trying to say is that okay. Should we do this next week?
Yes, I think we should.
Because it is big, but it is important.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it next week. All right, because it is important, and many of our own people they get lost on this. We know people are obsessed with Ya Rasulullah, ya this, ya that, and that's all a bit of a mess. Okay, so we'll clarify that inshallah next week. Any other quick questions? Right. What is the contents of the tashahhud? We'll come to that later inshallah. Okay. The fact that the tashahhud says peace be upon you, and ka indicates presence. How would one defeat Haris banging next week inshallah? And if a person doesn't start praying until 40, do they have to make up the salat that they have missed? In my opinion, the answer is no. They don't have the right to do so. I think that they have missed out and they need to make tawbah, and then they have to compensate with nafil. But I don't believe that they deserve the right to put forward these obligatory prayers to Allah. I don't think they have the right to. The prayer is a blessing. People who have the opportunity to pray and they miss out on prayers, they don't deserve the right to be able to just offer it whenever they want. So no, I don't think I think it's expired. It can't be made up, and it has to be compensated with different types. Dina wa alaikum salam. Rah man, utensils. Goodness me, that was in 1970s. That was right. Was wondering if using the silver decorative utensil that doesn't touch the food, but is like a hollow silver dish, that one puts a glass dish into this silver utensil and the food is in this glass. So it's basically decorative.
Food don't touch it.
The food doesn't touch it. The illah.
It's not a utensil, is it?
Sorry?
It can't be pure silver. Silver sucks, man.
Right. Mu'min is saying it can't be pure silver. Silver sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that or not, Yani, but
No, it's like very malleable.
Listen,
These
tell my buddy
things,
to send
they'll
it in.
call them
Send it in
silver.
and check it out.
we'll have to have an examination. I mean, but the point is that the illah, the reason for prohibition is not the fact that it doesn't touch the food. Served, yani, is what is being produced in. It's the splendor and the extravagance that's associated with it. It's not just the fact that it doesn't touch the food. In my opinion, I don't think it's permissible. I don't think it's permissible. Allah knows best. Lutz with the tashahhud. Is tashahhud the name for the entire sitting period? Yes, it is. It is. That's a good question. Yani, what she's basically saying is that if you make the durood, the salat Ibrahimiyya, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, are you in what position? You are still in your tashahhud. Correct. The tashahhud has been named the entire sitting, even though it has different stages in what you will say in it. And RE, keeping the finger up for this entire period. What's the ruling on raising the finger just a smidgen at the Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah due to the die-hard Hanafi habit? I think that's fine. I think that the natural movement of the finger in a dua and the belief that it moves, I think that's an acceptable opinion. I don't believe it's acceptable yani, for a person just to do it out of habit though. I believe that you should yani, either do it because you believe that your finger is making dua and that you want to make an extra indication. I think that there's space for that. Okay? Huh? Or your dad, exactly, or your dad's gonna be watching your finger to see that movement yani, happen on the right time, right place. Then yani, otherwise it's game over. Then yep, that's 100%. 100. If I'm praying with my dad, my finger is a whole different type of finger I do right now. My finger's under manners, bro. There ain't no behavior like this or anything. My finger's flat like that and it comes up like that and goes straight back down again. That is right, because I want that finger to go back home. That's my dad. The places you look at directly, so in the place of prostration, yep, when you're standing, at the ruku is directly down and at your finger in tashahhud. Okay? You see, one of the reasons why the people don't pronounce it properly is because if you read this out, it says what? It says tashahhud. You see? That's the problem.
So you need to put a...
Is that two SHs?
It's not. And that's where it falls down. It's a very difficult word to write in English. And by the way, I think I add to the theory that actually whoever it was that said that the theory is that because there's more women in the Maghrib class, I think the reason that works is basically what it's saying is that all English speaking Muslims have a problem with this word because they learn the word in the English as opposed to the Arabic, and you can't write the word in English. How do you spell tashahhud? Go on. T-A-S-H dash S-H A-H-U-D. Huh?
No, because that's right.
That's what Lutz has written. Tashahhud. That says tashahhud. Huh? It's exactly like Usman said.
Why don't you just tell them shahada khalas? You can call it shahada.
You could.
That's easier for everyone.
It is.
Just call it shahada.
You might make it easier for these people, but the Pakistanis are not going to care what we call it, isn't it? Yeah, if you're going to try and pronounce the tashahhud, it's T-A-S-H dash, or you don't need to put the dash, and then S-H again. When you're transliterating and you want to do a shadda, by the way, when you're writing English translation, you repeat the word again. You repeat. Huh? Like mubashshar, yeah. If you're spelling mubashshar correctly, it is M-U-B-A-S-H-S-H-A-R. It's a mess.
What?
Yeah, he's not here, Lala. Oh, he is, miskeen. See how you're picking on you, Lala. This is the problem. This is the problem. So, yeah. So, dash. The reason I like the dash is because people are not used to transliteration. When they see the S-H, they don't know what's going on. So, the point, the dash in, it forces them. So, tashahhud. Anyway, where's it gone? Oh, here we are. Right. So, what if you... So, anyway, that's what I think. I think most people have been brought up with it in English, and that's what... So, therefore, men and women can't actually recite it. And then if you're asking it, then more women obviously are going to get it wrong because there's a higher percentage. And that's obviously now made us believe that women can't say it. Maybe. Right. What if you can't see your finger doing it to being covered by khimar? Yeah, it's not the finger, Lutz. It's not the finger. So if you've got like a abaya or you've got big sleeves, for example, and it's covering, or gloves or whatever, it's not the finger you need to see. It's the position of the finger. So you would look at its actual area. And another Hanafi habit praying Dhuhr Sunnah as 4 continues rather than 2 by 2. Can the intention be changed midway through Salah if you remember it's Sunnah? Yes, the intention can be. I think that's okay that if you're started off as a 4 in a Sunnah, then we are flexible with the niyyah. There's not a problem. Sabana asked a question 20 minutes ago. Will the at-tahiyyat be like the istiftah? Yes, I said that before, Sabana. That is correct. That is correct. Correct. That is correct.
You need to sit on that side.
What's going on? See? Right, I think we are, yep, done. No way. It's 1 SH and tashahhud. Oh, she's right. Vidad is right. It's not SH. It's not tashahhud. It's double H. Vidad's 100% right. Yeah, it's not. You see, you messed me up, man. I just went with you just like that. And I'm thinking to myself, when on ever did you ever translate anything for us here in transliteration? Where Dad is one who does all our transliteration.
Go on then.
Yeah, she's right. It's that the shadda is on the ha, not on the sheen. It's not tashahhud.
So then
It's
you gotta-
tashahhud. The double ha is double H.
Make them say it.
What do we make them say it? Look at that. Look at that.
You want to hear the mistake, don't you? So
You want to hear the mistake? I'll tell you. Right? The right way is tashahhud. The wrong way is tashahhud, tajaddud, tahajjud, to whatever you want. Yeah? No, she's right. Wadad is right. It is, see? So it's the guys getting it wrong. That's it. Wadad just come and smashed it.
Baji wins.
Baji wins every time, bro. You know, she's like that silent assassin. She just stays silent the whole flipping lesson. Couldn't care less. And then when she get an opportunity to take the man down, boom, and then straight back out again. That's it, Lala. You destroyed us. And our bestie right at the end. Chalo. Allah khair kare. So yes, that's right. It's TASHHUD. Tashahhud. Correct. All right, folks. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma bih. And then this weekend is fitna. Friday, the class does start.
Whoever's not signed up, sign up. in the next
Okay.
2 hours.
Oh yeah, it's cheaper this tonight. By the way, if you haven't signed up, then it goes up more expensive, whatever it is. And people think that it's all fluff on the Friday. Friday is the class start. I start on Friday. I don't care what happens. All right. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka Allahumma wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right.